Here we go. Get ready for the next match. It's going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not. In the blue lane, seeded number 3. He's a season 14 co-ed world champion from Madison, Virginia. Welcome, Kaleb Hurt. Kaleb. And pitching red, the youngest player that we have here today. Actually, the brother of the person that I just introduced. From Madison, Virginia, please welcome my boy, Issac Hurt.
Well, that was quite an introduction, and you may have to clarify my boy a little bit later on, Rich, but we understand what you mean, and this is brother versus brother, literally. I'm not just doing my Hulk Hogan impression, Kat.
I'm like, it's like pulling on my heartstrings, man.
And this is tough, and who you see during the down and back here, who you see lined up there in the fan zone, it is an extended fan zone, and they're going to stand in between both the red and the blue because the SVC is represented fully, and standing in between, we're going to talk to Rich and let him talk to the group.
How crazy is this for you right now with both of your boys challenging each other on this type of a court?
I'm just blessed they both made it here. I really am. It does a mama's heart good.
It does a mama's heart good. It does everybody's heart good. This is incredible that both of your boys have made it to this Pro Series championship. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of people that wanted to be here, and you happen to have 2 boys that are playing on center stage right now.
Yeah. Rex, their daddy, and I are just super proud of both of them. Win or lose, whoever wins and loses today, we're both proud of them, no matter what.
Which is kind of a weird scenario. If you look at the setup here, we have no fan zone separation. Everybody's lined up because you're all from the same area cheering both kids on.
Right. Yeah, we love our SVC family. They mean the world to us. They're just like our regular family.
Let's head back up to the booth, guys. This is going to be a tough one on Mom.
It's tough one on Mom. It's tough on me.
Well, Shenandoah Valley Cornhole is absolutely represented here. Brother versus brother. Boy, right out of the chute to have this kind of game. And Kaleb would be, I think, the presumed favorite, but he also is dealing and playing, ironically, Hurt.
He is. Kaleb right now is sitting at our #1 spot. He did get tied this year, but he's going to go for our player of the season. You clearly see the jersey that he's already been a player team of the season already. Jersey, that's what that green jersey means. So he really is probably the favorite in this match. But that little boy right there is going to give him game. He takes first points.
First blood drawn by 13-year-old Issac Hurt. I met him when he started playing. He was around 8 years old, and Rex is a good player himself. I mean, they talk about this being a family affair.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a full family affair. Their sister plays. Both of them play. Mama Hurt is our ACO photographer. They're a huge part of our ACO family. So everyone involved today was like, oh, no, not first round.
Wow.
The other thing you got to think about is they are each other's practice.
Sure. And we asked the players through the course of the weekend if there was anybody past or present that you could play with that you'd want to beat. Issac pulled Kaleb.
Oh,
yeah. Absolutely. Are we going to see that today? Could this be a dream come true for him? That's a strong push, and that is his big shot, that big push.
Oh, for sure. He's getting another break there. He's going to take another point. It's going to take him another point.
All right, 1 red. That puts the lower seed and the younger brother, Issac, out in front of Kaleb. He holds on to that first bag and takes one simple step. Now, we talked about Kaleb playing Hurt. He dropped a machine on his foot at work early in the week, and there was some chance he might have to withdraw, but his doctor said, you know what, keep the swelling down with the style that you pitch. He knew what he was going for. He said, you go as easy as you can, and he throws a nice flat bag with a nice smooth stroke, but you noticed yesterday that it was affecting him just a little bit.
I did. I watched Kaleb play yesterday. I watched him play Friday. I watched him play yesterday, and he really he says it doesn't hurt. It's just bothering him on his follow through. So we watched Kaleb miss some airmails there, and that's where I noticed it the most. Kaleb's slide shot and everything is still pretty comfortable for him, but the follow through on an airmail is completely different than any other shot. So it's really one of those things that he's going to have to try to ignore as much as possible.
Right, and he's picked up 2 points there, cut the deficit to 1. And you mentioned that green jersey, that player of the season jersey, but his brother, younger brother, Issac, wearing that purple champions jersey. He has grabbed a championship here and there as well. And you see the difference in the style as well with the spinning of the bag. I love that, and I tried to get him to teach it to me, but I just can't get it done. Ooh, and a dirty bag. That is not what we would have expected, but doesn't seem to bother him. The other bag is up spinning.
Yeah, he's trying to just shake it off. That's one of those things. When you throw a bad bag in a game, you have to figure out how to reset. And that kind of is Isaac's reset. Like, okay, I missed that bag. Just reset, calm down. You know, Kaleb is not happy with that bag at all. Isaac's going to try and step out to grab this bag. It's definitely grabbable, but they are sticky.
Oh.
He clipped it just too far to the left side of the bag, and it didn't grab it.
And he did go slick side down, so he wasn't really going to try to grab it and push both in, as we've seen a lot of players do with that, whether it be that flop shot that drags it in on the way down. I was surprised to see him go slick side there. I don't know, maybe you weren't, but
First to last.
Everybody does different. Some people use the sticky side to push so that they can push harder and try and be more accurate. But on the slick side, if you use the slick side to push, you don't have to have so much oomph, so your accuracy is usually a little bit better. And if he would use that slick and played off of it, even if he didn't grab it, he had the more chance of going in the hole.
Oh, look at that. He just cleaned everything out there and just a little flex down there before the spinning begins.
You got to flex on the bro. Make him realize that you're there.
Oh, hey, big brother, are you watching me over here?
I was going to try and clean up here. Get 2 points. And he does.
And he does. Well, to tell you, the ear-to-ear grin, when we got to hang out at the World Championships a couple of years ago in Las Vegas, that Issac brings to the game, I think he makes other people enjoy their experience more just by being in the same room with him.
He does. We call him Smiley, man. He's just so happy all the time, and it killed me when I saw this first round. I was like, oh no. Because Issac will tell you, Kaleb is his kryptonite.
Fantastic. Grabbing that bag, as you mentioned in the previous frame, grabbing it and able to take it in. Cleaning up the board. You know, I'd like to throw it down to Rich, but I'm afraid he might break a groove, and I don't know with that sort of experience if we want to even test that water just yet.
Oh.
Open up the door there for Kaleb, who's going to expand on that 9-5 lead. All right, Rich, you're down there along the line of SVC and the faithful. What's the vibe down there on center court?
Well, before I get to the vibe, I need to clear a little something up there. You called me out when I said my boy Issac when I did the introduction.
I just was doing that for Rex.
I appreciate that. Now, it was because Issac was the first person that I met when I went to the Worlds and was introduced to the ACO a couple years ago. And he became my buddy and kind of took me under his wing and taught me how to throw. So obviously he's a better cornhole player than he is a teacher.
Welcome to the air show. Oh.
Oh.
A little short.
But the vibe is unique down here. You know, everybody is pulling and cheering for each player. Nobody's pulling for one more than the other.
Well, it is funny you mentioned, we talked about Issac,
Better if I hit it.
and it seems we're talking more about Issac, but he signed a bag for me
Too light.
years ago, and all he'd signed is he printed it was I.hurt. And there's no more perfect piece of memorabilia in my house than a bag that just says I hurt, because it not only describes someone who's going to be a future champion, but how I feel when I get out of bed every day.
Oh, that last frame right there was just... Issac is down 14-5, and he still has every ounce of like, okay, it's okay,
Sure.
it's fine, I'm good.
Try it again. Oh.
Try it again. That's what you got to do at this point. Like, you have to stay where Issac is right now. You have to stay in the headspace of, this game's not over. My brother doesn't have 21 yet.
No, he doesn't. And that was a great bag from Kaleb and answered by Issac as they work their way back down. They tater. And again, we could be in their backyard or in their in a pole barn out back of their house right now. This goes on all the time between these two.
Don't believe that's what Issac wanted, but it actually is great placement.
Oh, but there's that airmail you were talking about, and his foot doesn't seem to be bothering him there.
Right? You can hear the whole SVC family going, it's all right, shake it off.
Boy, and you look at Kaleb's bag, too. We haven't really talked about the flat bag versus the other ways of throwing the bag, but and even the rotation. Tanner, we talk about his probably rotates half the speed, but that's a flat bag, but it's half the speed of what Kaleb is throwing. Left the door open there on the left side just a little bit.
Issac blocked Kaleb's other bag up, forcing Kaleb to have to go farther over to the other Issac side of the board, leaving the hole open for Issac. Wasn't quite able to take advantage of it there. I think he let go a little bit late. It looked very high. That's much better. Cutting right through into that hole, leaving that big old mess for Kaleb to deal with.
Oh.
He's going to try and grab this bag.
Boy, and I think his body language indicated he thought he had it, and then...
He did, and I thought he did. Again, we talk about these bags. We've been talking about these bags. They are OG cornhole bags. They are sticky and slick, so you have to make the shot. You have to hit the shot where you need to hit it.
Well, and we heard Rich say that earlier. The bags are not going to find the hole. You have to find the hole with these bags.
It is called professional cornhole for a reason.
Absolutely. And the reason it is professional is 16 years ago, our buddy Frank Gears said, let's make this a pro sport. And here we are 16 years later heading toward the 16th World Championships in Bradenton, Florida. And right now, somebody is going to take home today $20,000 in the ACO Pro Series Cornhole Championships.
What's Issac going to do here? This is so questionable. Knowing the youngness in Issac, that's what I expected. But the smartness was, okay, I probably really should put this bag on the board right here and limit me to a wash.
Well, and you heard the crowd saying, you know, backside, but the way that one was sitting on the front, there was really no chance that wasn't going to happen.
You would have had to go very high and almost hit the back of the hole, like the board where the hole is, to hope it fell back in to keep you from doing that.
What an opportunity there. Kaleb opened one up off the back of the board, and unfortunately Issac followed him right off the back.
Issac needs to slow down. You will see it with these young players that they just fire.
All right, that's a wash. You know, it's kind of funny. We have all the players mic'd up, but I haven't heard a lot of crosstalk between them. It's almost just they're doing it all with looks on their faces. And everybody in the fan zone stretched side to side. They know what those looks mean.
That bag could fall back, but it's on the sticky side, and I don't see it happening. Isaac's going to have to make it go there.
All right.
He's got to go up and get it.
Timeout. This is where he has an opportunity. There's a limited number of timeouts a player can take to go up and assess the situation on the board. Typically, when you're in a double situation, you get a lot of feedback from your partner, but...
Yeah, players are allowed 2 timeouts for each game. Issac wanted to walk down there to really see how much that bag was hanging and how deep he really had to go to get it.
I'm doing this one for the fan zone. Oh, that does it. Brother versus brother. Kaleb Hurt able to take that higher seed, convert it into a 21-5 win over his younger brother, 13-year-old Issac Hurt.
I got last.
Oh, what a guy. We'll take it down to Rich here, and we'll just let this one speak for itself with SVC Cornhole and the Hurt family.
You got the crowd.
All right, Rich, what are we feeling down there?
Kaleb, how hard was it to know that you got pulled into the first round against your brother?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty tough. I mean, that was definitely the last person that I wanted to play in this. I mean, it's tough when you draw somebody, especially from our group or anybody, you know, I mean, that you're good friends with. I mean, it's just tough.
Especially your brother.
Oh, yeah, especially.
How did your foot change your game today?
It's just, I don't know, it makes me a little off balance, I guess. I can't quite do my step like I usually do, but I mean, we're here now, so we got to tough it out and go all in.
Oh, now, as he continues.
Was this playing against each other? You guys playing against each other all the time. Is that something that helps you or hurts you when you get into a stage like this?
Somewhat both. I mean, when you play against somebody, it's hard to take it serious as you do against other people in games when you play against somebody, especially like him. I mean, it's hard to keep that same mentality that you have going into a big game when you play somebody like that.
A little bit more playing around than there was the straight focus.
Yeah.
We saw that a couple of times with the looks that you guys are giving each other. It was quite entertaining. It was good. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Come here, Isaac. Isaac, my boy, what's happening, man? What happened there?
I don't know. I choked.
You didn't really choke. The bags just weren't reacting exactly the way that I think you were expecting them to. You haven't had a lot of time to practice with these bags. It looks like you were placing the bag in the proper places, but they were just reacting differently than you thought they were going to. Is that the case?
Yeah. They was bouncing out the hole and getting hung up. And that last bag just hopped over it.
I thought you were going to pull that in, especially when you went down there and you came, looked at the crowd, and you amped them up. I mean, I thought for sure, this is the turning point. It just jerked on you a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was pulling for you, but I probably shouldn't say that because I'm not supposed to be biased. But now that you're out, I guess I can say it. Well, congratulations for making it to this championship tournament. A lot of people wanted to be here, and you took their spot. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks.
We'll see you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Oh, he's just he's just grinning ear to ear no matter what, and that's a hard one to take right there, Kat. But I would tell you this: only one of them could have even taken the $20,000 cash prize. And then would you have rather have seen them in the finals fighting for that, or early on, early out? That's the question. And they're not the only ones from SVC Cornhole represented. A little bit later, we're going to see Austin Cameron.
It's a tough group that they got up there.
All right, let's get back to the main floor for the next match. Rich Pyle, take it, brother.